4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's good with you? Happy Wednesday to you. Should have got dressed up for Halloween. Had a good costume made up, man. I could have put an eye patch like I got my eye poked out. Could have had a sling like my arm was jacked up. Should have got me some crutches. Cause man, everybody is all jacked up. Everybody's jacked up, man. Good grief. It has been, Goat 88, bruh. You said a mouthful right there. It has been a day. It feel like the whole city of Philadelphia fell down the steps. Philadelphia, the whole city of Philadelphia is on IR right now. Good grief. Good. It was like just one thing after the other, man. So nothing major. Yeah, but still, you never know. And it's going across the league too. Everybody get injuries that they're dealing with. Everybody is banged up. It's crazy, man. Very crazy, dude. Very crazy. So, part of the game. This is how the sausage is made, and you just kind of got to deal with it, man. But we'll jump into all of that, man. But what's up to everybody, man? Chris 3K first out the limo, man. I appreciate you, bro. Daniel Berry, Alex, Eagle Gold 88, Tiffany as usual. Kevin the PRF, E Money. What's going on, man? Good to see y'all in here, man. We got a lot of stuff to go over, man. Little bit frazzled with all of the news, especially with Nolan Smith. But you know what? Then you got to backtrack a little bit. Look at the moves that Howie made, getting Zadarius Smith in. Zadarius Smith is a starter now. Is it going to be Zadarius Smith and Jalix Hunt or Josh Uche? How they gonna do that? We still got good edges. I'm not worried about that. So I want to see who's gonna go, because I'm sure they flip flop. They flip sides and stuff like that, depending on the scheme, and what they're trying to do. But I would imagine that Zadarius Smith is gonna be a starter now. So I hope his legs are ready. I hope he's got his game speed together, and his lungs are there to where he doesn't have to be on the pitch count. So, but for the most part, we still have enough people on the roster where you can keep that constant rotation going if they need to be fresh, if they make a big play, if they got to chase somebody down, it should be able to have somebody come in there and give them a relief. But at the end of the day, we're going to find out. Ochalare, Uche, Jalix Hunt, Zadarius Smith, and I know I'm probably missing somebody else on the roster. I'm trying to bring up the Eagles roster on my other computer here. But I mean, heck, this is the way it goes. This is the way it goes. Because I know, look, I just type in Eagles, and the first thing that pops up in Google is the Eagles depth chart. So obviously this is trending, and everybody's trying to find this information out. So, all right, Edge, you got Nolan Smith, Josh Uche, and Aziz Ojulari. And then on the other side, you got Jalix Hunt, Zadarius Smith, Patrick Johnson, and Okoronkwo. So we got enough numbers. You got enough numbers. We got 7, 6. So I don't know if they're going to bring somebody up. I don't know how they're going to do that. If they're going to try to bring somebody up for the game, obviously, Patrick Johnson, I think Okoronkwo, he may have been on practice squad. I have to double check that. So I'm not sure if he's been on practice squad or if he's just playing special teams. Because that's the other thing. When you lose somebody like that and you got to bring somebody up, that's where that's where mistakes can happen. Because if you bring somebody up, let's say all of a sudden you got to bring somebody up from practice squad, or you got a third stringer that all of a sudden has to play. I guarantee you that third stringer is on a lot of special teams. And what happens is he's been in, on a couple of series on defense, and then all of a sudden he got to go on punt team, and he just came out, and sometimes you forget. And that's when mistakes happen, penalties happen, or you're the kicking team and you got 10 men on the field, so you short one and you go ahead and punt, and then the receiving team's got a power play because you down one guy because he just came off the field on a long series and he dead tired. And just the special teams coach is not thinking about it and didn't get a replacement in there. Things like that happen all the time. And that's how things can, you give somebody a good punt return, they flip the field on you. Next thing you know, they on the 30-yard line going in, 1 first down, and they in the red zone. So I'm saying all that to say, when you have players that get moved up, you gotta have your P's and Q's together and understand where they're coming from. If they're going to be, if they need a replacement on special teams, really, that's what it comes down to. So we'll see. We shall see. But I saw the thing with Baker Mayfield. He didn't practice. That ain't no big deal. They probably keeping him out. Arms probably sore because that was a tough game that they had last week, and just a precaution. Just a precaution. I did have to give. Todd Bowles some credit though. I got to give him credit. Let me find this. Yeah. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can play this for y'all. Hold on for a second. I don't know if y'all can hear this.
I think the only place I might be a hero at is Ishkabibble's down on South Street and getting the cheesesteak. Other than that,
got to give Todd Bowles credit for mentioning Ishkabibbles and not Pat's or Geno's or one of the tourist traps down on South Street. He mentioned Ishkabibbles, and just from that, he'd been to Philly before. So, especially with all of the hoopla you had the last couple of weeks about Pat's and Geno's going down there. Who was down there? I Show Speed or whatever. One of the internet guys went down there, and of course they went to Geno's, and of course everybody from Philly was like, "Why you go to Geno's? Geno's is not even the best place to go." So, I thought it was funny that he mentioned Ishkabibbles going down there for cheesesteaks and stuff like that. So, but in any case, the Eagles better get ready. They better get ready because the Bucks have had our number. We've beaten them a couple times, but for the most part, Todd Bowles has a good bead on us. You see, they signed they signed the big boy that they cut because he couldn't lose the weight. Now all of a sudden he done lost. He was in camp all that time, couldn't lose the weight. Now all of a sudden he'd been home for 3 weeks. Now he done lost the weight. I find that funny and hard to believe. I think that is a direct result. That is the Tush Push Preparedness Program. That's what that is. Don't get it twisted. That is the Tush Push Preparedness Program. That's exactly what they coming with that. That big boy, 400 something pounds, they going to put him on the line. You ain't pushing nothing. You better go the other way for real. And that's the only way teams are going to beat us. And it'll be interesting because if you remember last year, I believe we had issues running it against Vita Vea. So when you got a big man like that, you know, you lose the battle of physics. Anytime you got a 350-pound offensive lineman and he's going to lose the battle of physics, ain't nothing you can do when somebody at 400 pounds. And it's not like the kid can't move. So basically, they bringing this kid in and they telling him, yo, you got one job. You got one job. If it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, get on in there because you know what they running. You know what they running. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. And more importantly, if they do bring him in on those third and short situations where we would run the brotherly shove, the interesting thing is, where are they going to line him up? That's the most important thing. If they line him up right off the center, we good. Because all we got to do is slide to the left. That's where the weakness is in this play. I don't understand why Jalen Hurts goes up the middle all the time. Every play, every time we run the push, if he just slides to the left, because he's done it before. I'm not speaking hypothetically. He's done it before. There is a natural gap right over the tackle. Because technically the tackle is where the guard normally is, because everybody's standing foot to foot. So if you take a normal stance, the offensive stand where the linemen are lined up, it's usually a body's worth of space in between the center, the guard, and the tackle. So you can fit a whole body in between that space. But when they line up toe to toe, so now you got the center, and then where the center guard gap would be is where the guard is. And where the guard would normally be is where the tackle is. And then you bring your tight end, and then you got your backs coming up in like a victory formation. So depending on where they line the big boy up, if it even comes to that, that's the most interesting thing. And you already know, because the NFL can be such hypocrites sometimes, because they swear up and down they hate the tush push, but yet and still they got cameras that'll line up right over it just so they can figure out if you know, tell everybody we was jumping off sides. And like, man, stop with that. Stop with that. So it all depends on where they line the big boy up. If it'll really matter. So we'll see how they do it. We'll see what they do with it. But ultimately, the big question is still what they're going to do with this offense. How are they going to continue after the Rams game, after the second half of the Rams game? Because this could be a watershed moment for the Eagles. Because now everybody's looking at Jalen and everybody's really looking at Patullo. Because the press conference he gave, Philadelphia wasn't buying that one bit. One bit. He was talking in circles. He couldn't give straight answers. He was very aloof about it. You got to come correct when it comes to that. And I think it will be exposed one way or the other come Sunday. I believe it's a 1:00 game. I think it's going to play itself out one way or the other on Sunday. So if it's Kevin Patullo and we still doing the same stuff, and at the end of the first half, you know, it's a 7-7 game and we got 75 yards passing or something like that, and it looks like what we just saw in the first half of the Rams game, boy, they're going to be coming. They're going to be coming next week for Kevin Patullo. So Jalen Hurts has showed you, if you go up tempo, no huddle, where he can decipher what the defense is doing and make his decisions, and you can keep the defense on their heels, that's what you want to do. That's exactly what you want to do. And Jalen's been playing well like that. So you can't argue with it. Will Shipley is back in practice today. That's good. Although, even though he did not do a good job with kick returns. Tank Bigsby, I would love to see him in the backfield. That's just me. Yeah, go. Happy is we getting it out of the way now. Better now than later, but we'll see how that goes. Alex says they'll probably go with Jalix and Zadarius. I agree. Zadarius, I tell you what, man, Howie has been knocking it out of the park with veteran signings. I think the only miss he had, well, no, so there's been 2 misses. So he is 3 for 5. So he's batting 600. I mean, technically, let me see. I'm trying to think. So Kevin Byard, he played okay. And Damakong Su, he was good. Linvale Joseph, he was good. Isaiah Rogers, he was good. Who else? Devin White, miss. Who else? I'm trying to think last couple of years. Technically, you could say Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick wasn't a miss. Who else? Who else am I thinking? Could we say CJ and Slay? Yeah, you could say that. And who else? Who else am I thinking of? That didn't Robert Quinn. He was a miss. Who else am I missing? Who else? What other free agents, veteran free agents did we bring in? Zach Bond was still kind of young. I still give him credit for that. Can y'all think of anybody else? Slay got Slay. Yes. Thank you for that one. Let me see. Huff. Yep. Good one, Lynn. Bryce Huff. All right, so I got Kevin Byard, Dominican Sue, Linvale Joseph, Isaiah Rogers, Devin White, Hassan Reddick, CJ, Gardner Johnson, Slay, Robert Quinn, Bryce Huff. So the big misses in this group, it looks like Bryce Huff, Robert Quinn, and Devin White. Kevin Byard was just okay, but that year I'm not blaming too much on the players. That was a mixed bag with the coaching. I think I put Slay on there, didn't I? Yeah, I said Slay. Definitely put Slay on there. Anybody else? Shaq Leonard. Damn, I forgot we had Shaq Leonard. Shaq Leonard didn't really play much, did he? Would that be considered a miss? Because I can barely remember him. But good one. Would you consider Shaq Leonard a miss or a hit? Julio Jones. Wow. You're right. I think that was a miss. I mean, he caught what, 1 touchdown, I think it was. Man, and then just compiling that list. I had like 4 or 5 people that I was really thinking about, but as you go on that list gets longer and longer. Perry Nickerson. Yeah, I mean, but he hasn't done anything yet. If you're talking about Perry Nickerson, I'm happy to see him play because he had a good camp. And him being a veteran, I think he can step in and do some things. So we'll see. Yeah, Lynn. Let's Coach had his moments. You had to go there, didn't you? Oh my God. Yeah. And you know what? To be fair, to be fair, that year, that year we were gonna be we were 4-0. Was it 4-0 or 5-0? I can't remember. That week we played uh New York when Randall tore his knee. And then we scrambled to get to 8-8. We ended the year 8-8, but I think that was week I want to say that was week 5 in 1993. And then we had just signed Bubby Brister. So he didn't even know the offense yet. So we had what we had and we did what we did, and then we lost all them games, and that was a wrap. Because if, in my opinion, if Randall stays healthy, we go to the playoffs. We go to the playoffs. Yeah, we'll see what they're gonna do with that. We'll see. So we're gonna have a lot of questions going into it. Um, yeah. So it'll be interesting what they do with the lineup. It'll be interesting what they do with the rotation. We got a lot of questions, man. We got a lot of questions. This is how the sausage is made, man. You got to stay healthy during the year, and that is a very, very difficult endeavor. So even though we've been having good success, and not for nothing, our defense has been playing quite well. The offense has been the problem, and hopefully they flip the switch. We have not had a dominant game. We've had dominant quarters, we've had dominant halves, but we have not had a dominant game from the first to the fourth, where we are clearly in control of the game. So we got to get it together. And everybody's going to be watching again. Everybody's going to be watching Kevin Patullo to see what he's going to do, to see what kind of game plan he's going to come together with. Are we going to? I think it would be in our best interest to go hurry up to start the game and really kind of get in a rhythm, start moving the ball, and let Jalen work. Possibly throw some RPOs in there, keep the defense off balance, because you already know Todd Bowles is going to be bringing the funk. Very similar to what happened with Spags. Very similar to that. Spags was bringing it. Todd Bowles is going to bring it. Trust it. I heard that sentiment, Lynn. I heard that sentiment, and they're yeah. Philadelphia media is nobody's fool, and you ain't pulling one over on us. You're just not. So don't even try to do it. GOAT, Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny wasn't a miss. I think we just didn't use him. But that's a good one. That's another good one. Smarmy. Eagles have the GM to keep derailing, but as Philly 500 says, it's Howie vision. We're all just living in it. Yeah, he's the Wizard of Philadelphia, man. Yes. If Howie Roseman was playing baseball, he would be batting like 678 right now over the past 4 years. Like, his batting average is ridiculous when it comes to his signings and what he's been doing. He has been off the chain. You guys already know. And he continues to do it. He's been on the phone. He ain't stopping. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else ends up in here. The situation with hell, let's talk about it. The situation with CJ Gardner-Johnson. Everybody wants, to bring him back, and I'm like, hold on now. Hold on. We need a cornerback. We don't need a safety. Drew Makuba and Reed Blankenship, they good. They're good. So it's at the point with CJ Gardner-Johnson, man. What are you sacrificing? DeMeco Ryans is no dummy. DeMeco Ryans is a good coach. DeMeco Ryans does not want to lose. So if DeMeco Ryans thought losing CJ Gardner-Johnson would hurt the team, I don't think he would have let him go. He would have told him to sit tight. They would talk to some other teams and field some offers. The fact that they got rid of him and didn't try to trade him. They was just like, all right, let's just cut this right now. Let's cut the umbilical cord. You good. You go. You can make your own way. Find your own way. Ain't that the Fleetwood Mac song? You can go your own way. The Antonio Brown of defensive backs. Woof. That's saying a lot right there. That's saying a lot. So the fact that he was a starter in this league. He has got a good history. He is a Super Bowl champion. And the team just gave him away. They let him walk. You don't want nothing for your time. And somebody would have picked him up, especially with all the injuries you got. This is the next 3-4 weeks is injury season in the NFL. Because you get past that 4th and that 5th game and people start falling off. And then it kind of evens itself out. But if you got a player like CJ Gardner-Johnson and they let him walk, that's a character issue right there. And you're looking at D'Amico Ryans, who's a defensive coach, and he strikes me as D'Amico Ryan is big on culture. And he is not sacrificing his culture for one player. So if all the reports are true and CJGJ was complaining, now I saw the video clip, the one that's going around where it shows him they gave up a touchdown and he did the wrong thing. His coverage was jacked up. And the safety was like, yo, where's my help? So if he's complaining and calling people out in the meeting rooms, I hope he was self-included. So but a good player. Somebody will end up picking him up. Somebody will definitely end up picking him up. But he's not coming here though. Let me say it like this. Never say never, but I will be extremely surprised if Howie brings him back. I don't know if you're talking about CJ playing, I don't know if he still has the speed to do that. Everybody can't be a Darius Slay. Slay at 34 years old was running with Tyreek Hill. So even though it seemed like almost every game last year, Slay was limping off the field, but Slay was impressive to be able to run as well as he ran at 34 years old. That was incredible, if you ask me. So I don't know. Do I want to see CJ Gardner-Johnson in the slot? I don't know. But whatever it is, Howie's gonna do what's best for the team, in my opinion. So we shall see. We shall see. But you gotta, again, you let somebody with that resume walk. That's a problem. And it's to the point now, teams really, it's the same situation like Shador. When the word gets out about you, the interest drops. And it'll be one or two teams that might take a flyer on you. But when the word gets out that you are a troublemaker, you are not good for the locker room. Now, I don't know if that's the case with CJ, but it certainly seems like it with all the reports I heard. And I got a friend, I got a Twitter buddy who's boots on the ground in Houston. And he was the one that told me about the problems in the locker room, going after CJ Stroud, not taking accountability, calling folks out, that sort of thing. So, and sometimes, especially with a player like him, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So you got to be careful. Yeah, I miss Slay too. Slay and Isaiah Rodgers. Those are the two misses for Howie. Those are the two big misses for Howie, because For what we dealing with now, we could have paid them, kept them in house, and it would have worked. Especially Slay. Especially Slay. We could have done that. But he didn't. That's water under the bridge, and we keep it moving. We keep it moving. You can see the Giants going after C.J. Gardner-Johnson? Huh. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure he would love to come back to the link as an op. Possibly. Possibly. Yeah, Lynn Becton is hurt too. Yep, sure is. I saw that the other day. I haven't heard anything else from him or about that situation. Yeah, Alex, 12 interceptions, but most touchdowns allowed and most missed tackles in production. Yeah, man. Got to get him to the ground. Got to get him to the ground. We got to use your words, Marcus. The biggest question mark we have right now, though, is Patullo. That's what we got to worry about. CJ's not coming back. And I thought there was a clause in the contract about CJ coming back because he didn't play 4 games. That I believe that ruins any type of comeback. I'm not sure what the verbiage is in the contract, but I know there was a lot of conversation about that. So I got to the point where I was like, well, he ain't coming back then. So they got the Bucks. Reddick been down there all season. Commanders just got Savage? Really? See? Everybody's making moves. Everybody's making moves. Terry McLaurin's out for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is still out. What's up, Bafrado? Patullo is a big problem. Stopping us from winning another Super Bowl with his inexperience. That remains to be seen. It's too soon to say that. Too soon to say that. But I will say this, though. If you are going to bash Patullo for that first half, that means you got to give him some credit for the second. It's not one or the other. Because if you're going to give him the credit for the second half, Jalen Hurts as well. Let's say you have the mindset of it was all Jalen in that second half. Well, then you can't place all of the blame on Patullo and not give some to Jalen Hurts for that first half. You cannot do that because Jalen is in those meetings, taking part of the play sheet and all of that kind of stuff. Jalen's in those meetings, so he has to be culpable in some way, shape, or form. Now, what percentage is him and what percentage is Patullo? I don't know. I can't answer that question. But it's not like, and I say this all the time, and you gotta, it's not like they go into practice every day to lose. It's not like they go into practice every day to give up a sack. It's not like you practice every day for Saquon to miss a block and allow Jalen Hurts to get blindsided from his front side. He just wasn't paying attention because he didn't expect somebody to come from that side. But the blitz came, and the funny part was the blitz came almost immediately. So I don't know if Saquon just had his eyes in a different location. It looked like he had his eyes outside to help contain that defensive end. And by going outside first, he left that lane right underneath, and that DB came and cleaned his clock. That's one of them hits where Saquon Barkley need to get together with Jalen Hurts and just tell him, like, hey, man, next time you get a fine, I got you. I got you. Because it was that bad. It was that bad. So, um, and Saquon's a good blocker. He's got a big body. He's not afraid to mix it up. But on that particular play, they got him good. Hurts got tired of being the company man. Yo, that's about the 11th damn message I've seen where everybody's referring to the Zodiac. So, hey, it is what it is. What's up, Tiff? Tiff says, "Thank God for Fred." Yeah, yeah. Fred Johnson, he should have got him and Jordan Davis should have got the game balls for sure. It's not hard to give AJ the ball. Coaches acting like Hurts didn't just go crazy against the Steelers, NFC KC. It happened, but Pryor shouldn't be in the game anyway. But Pryor. Got you. You spelled it wrong. Pryor. Pryor. Matt Pryor. You're not wrong on that, bro. You're not wrong on that. Yeah, Fred saved the day. Fred was the biggest difference in that second half, bar none. Bar none. He solidified that offensive line with Lane being out, and yeah, he did the damn thing. Yeah, but I think he may have overstayed his welcome now, because now it's on tape. They might keep him through the year, but he won't be back. He will not be back. So, yeah, Chris, absolutely. Absolutely. Blitz, pick up. We cannot do like we did in 2023 and just let them blitz all over us and we not be ready for it. You already know it's coming. You already know it's coming. That is why at that particular time, after that game in 2023, after we basically just got bitch slapped around, that was the game because that was the end of the season. Well, yeah, that was the first round of the playoffs. And I remember saying, I don't think Nick Sirianni should have got fired for that, but I understand. So Todd Bowles has had our number for a while. And we really got to show and prove that we know what the hell we doing. We got to do that. If we can handle Spags blitzes, then I think we're good. I agree. However, it doesn't always work that way. That sounds great in theory. But that's why you play the game. That's why you play it. But I hope you're right. Hope you're right. Let's just say Bowles knows what the hell he's doing. Bowles is nobody's fool. He knows what works and he knows what doesn't work, and he will streamline that process to just go with what's most effective. So remember, Todd Bowles is the one that said, hey, was that? I don't think it was Bowles. It was somebody on the staff that was like, hey, you can't read defense. Jalen Hurts can't read the defense. So it's we've been in this situation before with coaches and teams that are supposed to just beat us down, and it don't always work that way. So he can try to do whatever it is that he wants to do. We'll be ready. Bowles is going to have a game plan, that's for sure. Tampa Bay is going to be prepared. I think Baker Mayfield, he'll be in there. He's been lighting it up last couple weeks. So he's going to be plenty motivated because we down there. It's going to be hot. Drink the pickle juice. So it should be Serious. So we got we're not asking for Hurts to throw. Just like we're not asking for Hurts to throw 350 a game, but he should be throwing at least 200 a game. You still throw for yards and win without being absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. Just don't do nothing stupid. Easier said than done. Yeah, they lost Evans. I saw that. He's got a hamstring issue. But you'll see what they do when they short staff. That's when they short staff like that. That's when the coach gets the bonus for bringing out them that other element on the field. So we'll see what they do. They'll have a plan with it though. They still blitzing around 40%. Yeah. We just got to be ready for it. We just got to be ready for it. It's going to be hot down there. Hope everybody's hydrated. Yeah, I saw the thing. Now they got like little vials of pickle juice now. So I've never seen that in the store, but they got it. So maybe they need to take it before they cramp up or whatever the situation is going to be, because it's going to be a little heated down there because we're the 1 o'clock game. I think it's going to be heated. What you heard? The heat is a myth. They wearing their white creamsicle jerseys with the creamsicle trim. Should be. Yeah, we should be able to knock them up with the midnight greens, though. Oh, that would be dope, Tiff. That would be dope. Come out on all black. Pickle juice on deck. Facts. Hurst doesn't have any blitz takers. Blitz beaters, Philly media and fans will let be on KP's head. That's all I know. Ty baby, you're right. You're right. If we don't have any hot reads, it's gonna be hell to pay come Monday morning. And they will not let up. The Philadelphia Times, or the Philadelphia Inquirer, they're going to rip him a new one if he comes down here and just blitz the hell out of us and we're not prepared. And you know that's his MO. That's what he does the best. Problem. Farouk says, what are the chances of us coming out like how we ended the Rams game? Not looking forward to the tiptoeing into what we know we can do. That's been the whole crux of the conversation. Based on the energy and the interview that I saw with Jalen Hurts, that's like him coming out the gates. He was been waiting for that. That's like being bound up and finally getting your hands free in the ring and you can pop somebody. Like they've been waiting for that. So I think they would be silly to go back to the old ways, but stranger things have happened. All right? Stranger things have happened. The heat is a mind thing that you have to be mentally ready. There's some truth to that, but as somebody who has had heat stroke and heat exhaustion, that is no joke. And I'm not talking about like back in the day in my football days when I was still coming out of college and all that kind of stuff. I got hit with a situation at a golf tournament one time. It was not fun. That heat is no joke. Creamsicles. You think they're ugly? I like the creamsicles. But they do look like ice cream. A lot of people saying the same thing, Ty baby. A lot of people saying the same thing. Not used to seeing Jalen with that type of not hostility, but just activity in his voice. You know, he's ready to get it on and pop, and it didn't happen. So we'll see. Eyes are gonna be on Petulo, man. Eyes are gonna be on Petulo. He better call a good game. He better call a good game. Yeah. Um, yeah, Ty baby. He was very animated. I agree. You're not used to seeing that from Jalen. That's why I surprised everybody. What's the toughest condition to deal with? Heat, snow, or rain? That's a good question, actually. Very good question. Um, I remember playing Delaware State, and it was like 105. I don't. The toughest probably is snow because it depends on. There's other elements. I mean, if it's yeah, I would say the snow. I would say the snow because the only thing worse than being cold is being wet and cold. So I remember times that we played where it was 45 degrees and it was raining. And that water was cold on that grass. It's malpractice if we don't start passing to open up the run. It goes both ways. The run opens up the pass, vice versa. For third straight week, it's not working. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's got to come to the realization, um, Patulo, quicker, a lot quicker. But you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. And again, let me be clear. This is not all on Kevin Patulo. It doesn't work that way. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Uh, he would rather play in the cold than in the heat. I agree. I agree. Because you can stay warm in the cold. That's why I say I make that distinction. The only thing worse than being cold is being wet and cold. There's a difference. The heat can be brutal, especially if you're not prepared. Got a Terry McLaurin sighting. Terry should have got out of Washington while they were playing with his money. Now he hurt. Now he hurt. What's up, Key Shorty? Terry McLaurin is hurt now, so you get what you get. You got your contract. You got your insurance money. That's why players his age want to sign that deal, and they don't come into camp until they get you just at the point where they consider you over the hill, but you're not quite there yet. And everybody's got a big enough sample size of you balling out still, and they want to be able to wring every amount of talent out of there. But you gotta, I mean, that's how the sausage is made. You gotta play the game, and the game ain't fair. So Afrado say he calling them damn plays. That's funny. I'm not. I ain't gonna argue with you, bro. I ain't gonna argue with you. We gonna find out. We gonna find out. So, but we'll see what's gonna happen. We'll see who steps up. You know which edge is gonna show up. If how do you measure the success rate of play calling? You know what I'm saying? So, um, we'll see what they're gonna do. Rain just sucks when it's heavy downpour and raindrops hitting me in the face mask and splashing in your eyes, making you blink and miss a second. I agree with that. And what used to happen to me is I would have one of the visors on. This happened to me when I was in college. I had one of the visors on and it started to rain. So I told him to cut it off because the vision was clearer in the rain. As far as the pickle juice and the heat, Some people are built for it, some people aren't. Rain just sucks when it's a heavy downpour and raindrops hitting in the face mask and splashing in your eyes, making you blink. And that's pretty much what happens. Here's the killer, though. Here's the real kicker when you're playing in the rain. When it rains, that water is cold, shockingly cold. And when you kick off, being a running back or any offensive player, and this is your first series, you're trying to come out, put a good foot forward, all of that type of stuff. And you get tackled for the first time and that cold water hits your legs, that is a shock to the system. Big time. That is a serious shock to the system. Especially you can prepare for it all you want, but still, when you get a taste of that cold water, it's something different. It'll wake you up, that's for sure. We'll see, Efrado. We'll see. Don't just pump the brakes. Pump the brakes on the praise. Pump the brakes on the criticism. It's somewhere in the middle, and we'll figure it out. And we will figure it out together. But you got to give it time. Remember, this is the last sample size. This is the last sampler for. This is the end of regular season preseason. I call it starters preseason, because the starters don't really do anything during camp. So they're not hitting, they're not going full speed, they're not putting the shoulder pads on. Every now and then they might do something like that in the team drill, but for the most part, nah. Got to show me improvement this week. I'm already worried about trying to give him that. Last game doesn't show him. Yeah. And let's play it all the way out. Let's say behind closed doors that Kevin Patullo was looking at that tape and was like, yeah, this is exactly what we didn't want. So he'll get the opportunity, and because I mean, technically, is take him out of the picture, take Patullo out of the picture. It's really on Jalen, because if Patullo's calling up some bullshit, Jalen makes it work. Play calling is not easy because there's so many moving parts. That you got the analytics data, you got the scouting data, you got the personnel data. The most important piece in that group is the analytical data, where they're trying to figure out how often do they run this particular defense when it's 3rd and 8 in the third quarter and you're down by 2 touchdowns. What are you running? Go. You're trying to find that information out. And you're trying to get a consistent read. That's why they got the algorithms and AIs and all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if teams have a ChatGPT account just so they can ask, what defense should I run? So a lot of things to figure out. How many points need to get put up by halftime for you to feel confident in KP on Saturday? That's a great question. I never thought about it like that. I don't get too big on scores. My logic is I want to win by too much to not enough. But I understand your question, and I understand what you're looking for and what you want to see. And that I don't know. If it's I don't think it's necessarily the score. I think it's the performance. Because technically Jalen Hurts could have 175 yards in the first half and we still not score a touchdown. So you got to look at the pull as well as what somebody might have going on for their offensive attack. So, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't think it's points as much as they're moving. Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, we'll see. I think they'll be fine. I think it'll be less of a challenge than it was this past week with LA Rams. Let's see. What happened to KP saying we are going to play for the player strengths? Well, where the hell are the RPOs outside the numbers? Yeah, good point. Good point. At this point, it don't matter. Just grab what you can grab and let them figure it out. So um, they can try to play by the numbers, but clearly that doesn't work. So we'll see what. And not for nothing, Sirianni is hearing this noise. Sirianni is hearing all of the conversations about Kevin Patullo. He knows what's going on. You ain't got to hear it to hear it. You know what's going on. So I would imagine if strength to strength matchups, putting people in motion, trying to get the matchups you want. I mean, that's why you playing checkers. Not. I hope we're not playing checkers instead of chess. We got to move that board around, and we got to get those people in the good positions, in the right positions. AJ Brown, I don't care where you move him, just get him the ball. If we didn't learn anything else from that game last week, get AJ Brown the ball. Point period in the paragraph, full stop. Player execution would be. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, that's always the case, though. The last thing you need is us in a situation where we can't even damn execute the damn play. I do not think that's going to happen, though. I think Jalen Hurts has turned the corner, but we will see on Sunday. Do you think Jalen is done listening to KP's calls now? If he's there, now if there are BS plays, basically, do you think he's going to audible more? Okay, now that he's seen how he calls plays. If you're talking about Jalen, yeah, I can see that happening. Absolutely. Absolutely. You go with what you see, because that should be the message. And it'll be very quick. You can ascertain very quickly if a quarterback is ready for that type of responsibility. You got to look at the defense. You got to call out the defense. Why you think before every snap, everybody's pointing and stuff like that? They're calling it out. They're calling it out. We did get gutted pretty good by the run. Absolutely. Yes, we did. So we'll figure that out, though. I guess you could say that. I guess you could see that. Just running the ball and defense being susceptible to it. Yeah, kind of guess you're right. Yeah, I'm sick of seeing other teams get their running backs outside. You know, I'm already beating that dead horse, and frankly, I'm kind of tired of it. Like all you got to do is pitch the man to the outside. Period. Let him race you to the corner. Let him race you to the pylons. Get that first down. I'll race you to the chains, and then I'm gonna give you a head start because I'm gonna arc around to try to beat you around the outside instead of going in the straight line. Still couldn't get it done. So Jalen was general one that field in the second half. Yeah, he was moving it around. He did a good job. He definitely did a good job. But we have to see what they come up with next. Don't matter what he did before. That's already gone. I don't think N'Kobe Dean is ready yet. I don't think so. He's locked in though. That's something we need N'Kobe Dean's run support. We definitely need that. Trying to think. I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Uche, and I'm looking forward to seeing Jalen Hunt. And I want to see them make moves and really get into it. Prove your worth. Say it like that. Prove your worth. And I think it won't be while there will probably be some plays where they'll probably bring up the fact that Nolan Smith isn't playing. I think Jalen Hunt, it's time for Jalen Hunt to hunt. So let's let him go. Yeah, N'Kobe's got another 2 weeks. Ain't no rush. Get healthy first. With the injury that he had, make sure that you are ready. Period. And I know that's hard to do. When you got the type of injury that he had and the type of rehab that he has to go through, that Joker's leg is going to be bionic. Believe that. They got rid of 12 personnel. You can get rid of any personnel. All you got to do is put somebody in motion. Another 4 weeks? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We definitely need him, though. We definitely need him. Hod has been playing pretty good, too. So don't just discount that because he's a rookie. He's been playing his butt off. Had to carry him off the field, but he's getting it done. He's getting it done. Should this back or something? I'm not sure who you talking about, Frado. When you say he should be ready, I guess you're talking about. Uh, Put Trotter in. Trotter, no. Trotter is a smallish linebacker. He's got good height, but he's just not the biggest guy in the world. And when you got those 350-pound linemen coming at you at full tilt, somebody's got to lose that battle. Somebody's going to lose the battle of physics. But they got a good rotation. They know what they need. I still got supreme trust in Vic Fangio. Keely Ringo might be starting this week, so we'll see what's going to happen with that. I mean, possibly. Anytime you putting people on practice squad and you making moves like that, putting somebody on, bringing somebody off, they already have a list of people. If this person goes down, who's the next optimal people underneath them, whether they be on the team or not. If they're not on that list, get on the phone. Hey, would y'all be willing to trade? Yeah. Yeah, y'all know I'm a Ringo supporter, but this is probably the last shot for him. I mean, it's life changing for I'm not blanking on his name. Guy from Detroit. Ugh. Blanking all of a sudden. CTE. Yeah, he just got to sit him out. Just got to sit Nolan out for a minute. And I mistakenly said that I made a comment on X where like we put him in the same category as like you think about all of the guys that played top draft picks and they just couldn't get out of their own way because they couldn't stay healthy. What are we looking at here? So here's the thing with Ringo, Keely Ringo. I would hope that he knows what not to do. Let me say it like that. He's been around long enough. He didn't have great preseason games. You know, there's always something with that kid. Let's see if he has learned what not to do. He'll be much better. So Zadarius will be fine. Yeah, Zadarius Smith will be fine. I'm looking at the pitch count for them. Because with our wall start, damn it, what was I about to say? Got Zadarius Smith, Jalix Hunt, Aziz Ojolari, and Uche. I think that's a good lineup right there, just those four. So we'll see what they do. And y'all know I'm a Ringo fan, but I got to keep it 100 with you. He did not play well in camp. But here's your opportunity. Like I've been saying, everybody gets an opportunity. Ringo gotta be on top of his game, man. If he's gonna start, he needs to be on top of his game. So we'll see. We'll see. But I meant to show y'all my little avatar. I thought this was so dope when I did this. Check this out, y'all. Before we get up out of here, I wanted to show off a little bit. Check this out. Look at that. Look at that. That's a vintage set in the box and everything. Yours truly. Oh, I thought this was the coolest thing. It even to the point where it looks like it's Blender. They're using Blender in the television. I was like, Google be listening. How they know I use Blender? How they know I use Blender 3D? So I thought that was dope. So yeah, Ty baby. I did that. That's what I do. I'm into graphics. I'm into all of that type of stuff. But let me be honest with you. This is an AI construct. That's what this is. You still got to do the right words. I did do some Photoshop in there. That's why my name was on the box and my logo is on the box. So you still got to find ways to do things yourself. I'm big on not trying to let AI take advantage of it. So to do that, you got to learn what you're doing. You got to learn how to do stuff like this because it's out there. It's out there. So it's dope. So I appreciate that, Tim. Glad you like it. I thought about I did at one point want to get a 3D printer. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I did. However, there's no place in the house to put it. And that stuff stinks to high heaven. So it would have to be outside. I'm in New Jersey. We don't have a basement. So that's not the type of stuff I want to let happen in the house. So I did think about that, but no. But I still think it's cool. I'm gonna come up with some other concepts, but I had fun with this one. For it to be my first one, so I thought it was kind of dope. So I appreciate it. But listen, we've been rocking and rolling for almost a little over an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm curious, did everybody smash the like button? Is everybody subscribed? all that type of stuff. I don't even know how many. Let me see. I ain't even kept up with my stats. Nothing. I've been flogging. I've been lollygagging, bull jabbing. No, does not tell me. Well, do me a favor before y'all get up out of here. Smash that like. You know what it is. You know why we do it. Back on tomorrow at 10:30. Yes, I will be back tomorrow. So here's what we're gonna do going forward. All right, let me put this out there. And I am gonna start using my Instagram to promote the channel. I'm already doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna start with the episodic stuff and I'm gonna start putting it out there at the times and stuff like that. I've done it before, but I'm gonna start doing it on a regular basis. However, this is how it's gonna be, right? So you got me and Tone, the Bald Eagles podcast. We go game day. If the game is at 1:00, we go at 10. If it's later in the afternoon, we go at 11. But it's always game day. Unless we will let you know when you have Thursday night football, Monday night football, that sort of thing. But if all things being normal, regular, Sunday game, 1:00, 4:00, 7:00, whatever, if it's a 1:00 game, me and Tone will be on at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then if Tuesdays, we're on at 7:30 p.m. So it's Sunday and Tuesday. We wanted to go pregame. And then what day do you want to go during the week to kind of recap everything? Tuesday is the NFL day off. So that lined up perfectly. So we go Sunday, 11 a.m., 10 a.m. if the game is at 1. This week's the game is at 1 p.m. So we're going at 10 a.m. Right? So Sunday at 10 or 11 a.m., Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. And now this iteration, late night with Coach Marcus, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10:30 p.m. Now, every now and then, I'll probably still go on Fridays, but Fridays, based on my analytics, the like right now, I got 61 people watching. Fridays, that might go down to like 20 because it's Friday. Everybody out and about doing your thing and all of that type of stuff. So unless there's some trending news or breaking news, I think Friday will be a day where I just launch videos and shorts and make everything connect and all that type of stuff. So now you got our schedule. I'm going to have it up. I'm going to put it as a post in YouTube. I'm going to put it up on my Twitter and on Instagram. So we're going to start still trying to get to my goal, but the goal is to have at least 100 people watching on YouTube. 100 people watching. That's the goal. But we're working on it. But I am going to get out of here. What was I testing? What do you mean, what was I testing? I don't. What did I do? You said, was I testing? What was I testing? You're welcome, Ty baby. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what Tiff is talking about before I get up out of here. But we'll figure it out. You had a video labeled testing on YouTube. Oh, that was I was still messing with my I was still messing with trying to input I try to what's the easy way to describe this without getting too nerded out and all that kind of stuff. So, like in the beginning, when I have a when we start when I start the show, I got the videos playing, my intro, stuff like that. I was trying to get some other intros and overlays and add stuff like that, but StreamYard has restrictions. So whenever I do something like that, I will create I will put like a test stream. I will start a test stream, but I'll never go live. So I think I may have mistakenly put that up in YouTube, and it's existing waiting for me to stop it. But normally that's you know, if I'm doing testing, I'll mess around. But I tell you what I will do, and I'll tell you what, if you are not a member, please become a member. Because what I'm gonna start doing is some of the stuff I am working on, some of the stuff, the graphics and stuff that I'll do, I'll hook it up so where you can watch me creating some of this stuff in real time, and we'll still talk about football and stuff like that. But that will be open. Oh, you know what? That might be a good idea. If I ever do some stuff on Fridays, maybe I will do some stuff that is members only. So that will be cool. Yeah, I got some ideas. But the test stuff, if you ever see something that says test, that means I'm experimenting with stuff. So there you got it. So, all right. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Show you all that kind of good stuff. Blah 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 blah. Yakety schmackety. I think that was good. Yeah, I think we're good. So hopefully no more injuries tomorrow. So who's the Thursday night game too? Who is our Thursday night game? NFL score schedule. Arizona, Seattle at Arizona. That is the prime game on Thursday night. That should be good. And if you get a chance, if you watch the games on Prime Video, use that interactive stick and watch the game when it shows all of the graphics and all that kind of stuff. It's a cool experience. Cool experience. So, all right. I think I have talked enough. I'm still working. I finally figured out my transitions. I finally figured out how to do my get my go birds in there, right? So now every time I move, go birds, right? If I want to go back to the other one, go birds. And then if I want that um, not to happen, now I know how to do that too. No go birds. No go birds. So that's cool. So now that I know, finally figured out how to do that in OBS, now I just got to make up all of the other ones because I'm gonna have a whole list of that type of stuff, and I gotta sync it to my Stream Deck. And the goal is every one of those emotes that I have, all of that stuff. I think I showed y'all that all my emotes that I had. I got one as the, something like that, just to like um, the little cartoon things. I got something like that. All my emotes are going to be some type of response to whatever's going on the field. Bad play, good play, um, touchdowns, flags, penalties, all of that kind of stuff. Thumbs up, touchdown. That's another touchdown. Frustration. You know what I mean? Pointing to the field, another frustration. Yelling with the headset on, me with the crazy look, fist pump. All of these are going to be emotes as I'm streaming, and they'll have it'll be some type of response to something that happened in the game. So just trying to make it live. Coach spending that YouTube money. working on it. Yeah, I've done logos before. Time though. Baby, time. It's only 24 hours in a day. It's just me. I do all the stuff on my own. All of these graphics, all the people walking in the background, all of that type of stuff. The logos, all of this stuff that you see in the background, the stadium in the background, that is not an image. That is a 3D stadium that I had to put together. So it's just me. So while I would love to do that, Ty Baby, and I thought about doing that, and I probably will do that in the future, I got to make sure the time is right because it takes time to do all that stuff. And I don't want to take it, I don't want it to take away from what I'm doing here. So, but I appreciate the feedback though. I'm always looking for stuff to do. If you guys ever see anything on TV, out on YouTube somewhere, send it to me. Send it to me. I do not know everything, and I'm always trying to step my game up. So if I see somebody doing something that I've never seen before, let me know. Let me know. So the people in the background, yeah. Yeah. I was watching Alien Earth, and I even thought about reshooting this and having an alien walk by, one of the xenomorphs walk by. Yeah, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, but all right, I'm getting out of here. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your Thursday. And we'll talk about the game tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully don't nobody else get hurt in the middle of the night, but you never know. So I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you. And have a good night. Talk to you later. Go Birds. Peace.
Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk where we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.